All right, welcome back to video tutorial number 2. Here we're going to learn about how to make some adjustments to the different levels in our elevation plans. So if you look over here in the project browser, I've scrolled down, I've double-clicked on the north elevation, and what you see here again is all the different levels. Now remember, what you'll eventually see here is your home being built from the ground up. This is going to be the front of your home, side of your home, depending on which elevation you're in. And so that's the view that we're looking at right now. Like you're standing in your yard looking straight at your house. These are the levels. Had we done a basement, these would be the levels that would designate where the footer starts, where the foundation wall starts, where the foundation wall ends, and so on. But we're not doing that, as you know, so these levels are irrelevant to us. We're starting at level 1. That's our ground level. Our pad sits on top of it. This is the top of our walls. This is where the walls in your first floor will end. And that we want to rename actually and call roof because we don't have 2 stories. We're not coming up to this roof level. So we're going to go ahead and right click on this and go to delete. That's okay. Now I'm going to click on this level 2 and I'm going to rename that, and we're going to call this roof. Yes. All right. So we want to leave that height at 10 feet. So that means we came from 0, from ground level. We came up a foot for our pad, and then our wall is going to start on top of the pad, which means we're going to have 9-foot ceilings if we leave this at 10 feet, which is fine. If for some reason you don't want 9-foot ceilings, you only want 8 feet, you can change this to 9 feet, but I'm fine with you keeping it at a 9-foot roof ceiling for these homes. And, you know, some of you elected to have some towers, some higher ceilings. So that we will have to talk about. I'm going to teach you how to make a level now. We do have to make a new level. So once you learn how to do this, you can adjust your levels. So you can make new levels that other walls will end at. So you should have enough knowledge once you see how to do this. If your home has different levels, different size walls, then you can go ahead and do that on your own. So we're going to go to the Architecture tab. We're going to come over here and click on Level. And now what I want you to do is I want you to... And notice what I'm doing. I'm dragging my screen. How did I do that? How did I drag my screen? If you click and hold the middle mouse wheel, you can pan and move your screen around like that. So we want to come up from level 1 exactly 1 foot. That's going to bring us to the top of that pad. So I'm going to come over here a little bit farther. Notice it says 1 foot. So I kind of snap on. Don't click on that level. Just rub your mouse over it. Come up 1 foot. Click. And we're going to drag our level from left to right. So I'm dragging this level over to the right. And I'll drop that over here so it's not so crowded and I can actually see the words. So there you go. I'm going to hit escape to clear. And now I just made a new level. And the reason we need that level is because we need to tell the walls where they're going to start, right? When we start building walls, our walls are going to be built on that level. And you need to tell it these things. You need to say, you need to start at level 8 and you need to end at the roof level. So without doing that, you'd have walls that could be starting in the basement, right? So that's why these levels are here. So you can tell walls where to start and where to end. So that's why if you have a home with 2 different, lengths of walls because you wanted a cathedral ceiling somewhere. We talked about having a loft. Then you can go ahead and make another level up here as you see fit so that you have other walls that end at those locations. And you can always come back and do this later. So we want to rename this level 8. I'm going to click on those words. We want to name this top of floor. That's the top of our floor. That is where our walls will start. So yes, 1 foot off the pad, or 1 foot off the ground level, puts us right on top of the pad. Okay. So now that these levels are set, we're going to go ahead and start to make guidelines that we need to draw interior walls. So we're going to go up here to our floor plans and level 1. So double click level 1. Now, I'm going to zoom in. So in order to draw the walls, you need to make some guidelines. You have no idea where to put the walls because you don't have lines, you don't know the distances. So going off of the plans that you sketched in class, knowing the sizes of all your rooms, we're going to use that tool now. We need those sketches. So go ahead and get those sketches, and then we can move forward here. So go to the Annotate tab, go to Detail Line, and we're just going to go around and make guidelines. You can see the line tool here is selected already. So again, using your sketch, first thing we want to do is snap to one of the endpoints. Remember this, right now I'm on the back of the home. This is the back of the house, right? This is the front of the house over here. So I want to go right around the house first and foremost and just draw right over top my slab. Okay, now I'm going to click back on an endpoint. Anywhere you want to start, doesn't matter. Just start entering the values. So maybe this back corner is a bedroom. Maybe that bedroom is 12 feet long. Maybe it's 12.6, whatever the case is. Go ahead and type in those values. 12 feet, 6 inches. Then track in. And maybe that room is 12.6 by 10 feet. Okay, so what happened there was my mistake. So I actually was tracking. I forgot to click on that endpoint, I guess. That's a good lesson to show you. So notice how as I drag my mouse across here, it can find lines that I already drew. So like, where the heck did that line go? Well, if I drag my mouse, first of all, it finds the midpoint of that line that I drew. And then it comes over to here. Now I can find the endpoint. So if you drag your mouse over those, where you drew your lines, you'll find the lines just by using those prompts that tell you where your endpoints are. So now I clicked. Now it's actually drawing a line this time. Let's do 12 feet instead. So 12 feet, enter. I'll come over to here to finish that wall. Click. And there's one room. All right. So now maybe there's another room over here. Well, you need to know, how wide is that hallway? Most hallways aren't very wide, so be careful there. Make sure you're going off your plan. Maybe this is one big room. Well, that's a pretty big room. 20 feet. Well, maybe it's a master bedroom and there's bathrooms and closets built into it, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll just continue that wall on. And if I want to stop drawing lines, I can hit escape on my keyboard twice to clear everything and get my cursor back. So go through, that's your step right now. Detail lines and fill in all the interior walls of your home. So once all your lines are in place, once you have all the walls inside your house, whether they are single walls that stop and maybe they don't continue, that's fine. Walls in your kitchen, your family room, living room, all the walls. Once we have those locations, then we will go ahead and actually start putting the actual wall in place. But we can't do that without the guidelines. Now we know where to put the wall, and we can actually draw the wall in place where it needs to be. So go ahead and do that now.